All right, there, folks, talking about the next section in the unit on World War II. Kind of a depressing topic to be talking about, the foundations of a genocide. Now, this is a plan that the Nazis developed to rid Europe and then all of the world after Europe of Hitler's undesirables. So anyone that Hitler found undesirable, unfit for life, Hitler wanted to have killed. Okay, he wanted to use that and have the Nazis go about and systematically kill those people. Now, it's important to understand the undesirables. You often hear about the Jews. The undesirables is not just the Jews. Okay, they were the largest group persecuted during this time period, but they were certainly not the only groups. It was the Jews. Okay, the Roma were the Gypsies. Hitler did not like them. Homosexuals were also targeted at this time period and systematically executed. The mentally delayed, so anyone with a mental disability, would be systematically executed. The physically impaired, so anyone who's got some physical ailment of some sort, will be also taken out at this time period. This could be a birth defect. This could also be an injury you sustained in battle. For example, we have a number, or in different instances, of a number of German veterans from World War I who were executed and killed as a part of Hitler's kind of cleansing, so to speak, simply because they were missing a limb and he viewed them as a problem and a detriment to the state. And then lastly, anyone who is a political dissident, so anyone who speaks out against the Nazi party, would also be considered undesirable, and Hitler wanted them gone. First things is going to start off with, though, is Action T4. Action T4 is the forced euthanasia and sterilization of those undesirables in Germany at this time period. And the reason this was done was to, one, save money. The Nazis viewed this as a cost that they did not have to pay. So, for example, you have someone who's got a mental disability. Why keep them alive? You can simply take them out of their misery, so to speak, kill them, and you don't have to pay for their institutionalization, anything like that. If someone's got a physical impairment and you can't really help them, what's the point of keeping them alive? Let's just kill them and have pure people only living in this society that they're trying to form. So anyone who is that way, and they're trying to create a pure race, so anyone who was not a part of that considered pure race, for example, the Jews and the Gypsies, the Slavs as well, so anyone from like Poland, Eastern Europe, Hitler wanted them killed. They weren't part of that pure race in his ideology, so he was going to simply kill them, one, to save money, number two, to create a pure race. Additionally, there is a ton of pressure put on parents at this time period to send their children to treatment. So, for example, parents who might have a child who's mentally delayed or physically impaired would be aided and assisted or told by the government that you need to send your child away to treatment, sign these papers, giving your child over to the state, and they will be treated, so to speak. This treatment was not necessarily a treatment. It was, in fact, a death sentence where these children would be killed. There was a number of instances of parents willingly sending their children away. A lot of them, though, kind of had to be brainwashed, so to speak, that they were doing this for the betterment of Germany as a whole. These treatments were not treatments, they were death. And this is going to bring us to the final solution. The final solution is the solution to the Jewish question. Okay, it's the answer to the Jewish question. Now, it's important to understand that prejudice against the Jews in this time period was widespread. It wasn't going on just in Europe. You have this going on in the Soviet Union. You've got this going on in France. You've got this throughout parts of North Africa as well. You've got this going on in the United States, Canada, Great Britain as well. One good example of this is the MS St. Louis, which was a ship full, it's a passenger ship full of Jewish refugees from Europe. They're getting on the ship and they're coming across the Atlantic Ocean, trying to get to the United States, saying if we go back to Europe, we are going to be killed. The United States refuses them entry. They also go down to Cuba, trying to get into Cuba. At this time, Cuba was not a communist country. Cuba as well refuses them entry. They go up to Canada. Canada again refuses them entry. They are forced to return back to Europe, where everyone on board that ship would eventually be killed as a result of this time period. It's important to understand that the final solution is going to lead to the death of 6 million Jews. At this time period in Europe alone, there were 9,500,000 Jews in Europe before the war. So that really puts us into perspective of just how many Jews were actually killed at this time period simply for being Jewish. Additionally, 91% of the population in Poland, the Jewish population in Poland, was going to be exterminated as a result of this time period. Now, if you were here, here's what's going to happen. First and foremost, you're going to be rounded up and loaded into a train car. This is if you're Jewish. homosexual, anyone who's a political dissident, anything. This is how they're going to get you to your location. They're going to load you into a train car, and this is going to be a cattle car. It's not going to be a comfortable place to sit down. You're going to be forced to stand up, and your journey is going to go on for days. There is no food, there is no water, there is no bathroom, no heat, or no air conditioning as well. So if it's in the middle of winter, you're going to be freezing inside of this train car as it's moving along the rails. If it's in the middle of summer, you're going to be very, very hot. Conditions are going to get very, very poor. A number of people are actually going to die in the process. Once you arrive at camp, the men and women are going to be separated, where children are sent to stay with their mothers. Men, oftentimes, if you're physically fit, you would be sent away to work. You'd be sent into a separate unit where you would be the workers who would be going and helping with the quarries, building stuff for the Nazis, anything like that. Women and children and the weak would not be doing that necessarily. You're going to be registered and you're going to be given a tattoo. The tattoo is simply a number stating your number so that forever you are going to have this identification of you at this time period. They have you stripped naked because they would take you of your belongings. You're no longer going to need your clothes. Additionally, this is a way to make sure you're not smuggling anything in. The hair is then going to be shaved. Now, this is done for a number of reasons. One, it is a process of dehumanizing the person going through this. If you don't have your hair, you're going to seem like less of a human, especially with given the tattoo. Just like cattle are given the little ear tag, they're giving them a tattoo. Additionally, the Nazis are going to be using this human hair. They're going to be using it some for military uniforms, but primarily for blasting caps. They're going to be using this on explosives. They're actually going to be purposing this human hair as they shave it. They're going to force you then into a shower to clean you off. At some points, this was actually a shower to try to reduce the spread of some disease, dehumanization as well. At the death camps, though, like Auschwitz, this was the end. The shower was not actually a shower. You would walk in there and you would realize that there are no shower heads. You're packed in very tight. The gas pellets would come down and you'd be dead in the matter of minutes. This would be the end of your trial if you're at a death camp. If you're at a work camp, this is not really where it's going to end. Some of the quotes of this time period, this first one from Anna, age 11. I look around and I see young girls with scissors and clippers, cutting hair clean off to the scalp. When the cold scissors touch my scalp and my hair slowly falls down, I can't help it. My tears fall down, mixed with my black curls. This is just one of her account, okay, of what's happening. The dehumanization of these people, no longer being treated like humans, but instead being treated like creatures, like animals. Mel, age 15. We all looked alike, rich, poor, young, old. We shared the same fate as in no way before. I hardly recognized my father. Friends would pass you by. It was a nightmare. Again, talking about her experience at the initial entry into the camp, the dehumanization, what it was like, and what the horror they were really getting into, the horror they were going to be going through. We're going to be talking about this more a little bit later on. If you have any questions, comments, please put them down below. Otherwise, good luck.